women do not date out of their race enough, and God, please release my sisters from the shackle of only dating black men. I feel like it's time for us to explore our options. It's way more of life to see, way more experiences to have.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as per the title guys, you can see in today's video, we're going to be talking about another Dusty, Anthony Edwards, and the beautiful Aisha Howard. I'm not sure about you guys, but I wasn't necessarily familiar with these two faces that you guys are viewing, but I just came across their story on TikTok, which I think a content creator there on TikTok, she did an amazing job by breaking down everything that had taken place. So just in case you guys aren't necessarily familiar with what is going on, listen to what she had to say, and then we will come back with more.
Did you hear the rumor that NBA star Anthony Edwards told a judge that he wanted to pay 18 years of child support up front because he didn't want to have nothing to do with his baby mama or their child? This is 38-year-old Aisha Howard, a brand ambassador who gave birth to a daughter named Aubrey in October of 2024. And this is Anthony Edwards. He plays ball for the Minnesota Wolves. And apparently and allegedly, he got 3 different women pregnant last year. He met Aisha in Georgia. And after he got her pregnant, she sent him a text message letting him know that he was going to be a father. Anthony immediately told her to have an abortion. And she said she didn't want to do it because she had just had an abortion 2 years ago and she regretted it. So he told her that child gonna be fatherless, and then he blocked her on every social media platform to let her know he was serious. He did not want a child with her. So she went through the entire pregnancy alone, and right before she gave birth, she moved to California and had the baby named Aubrey in a California hospital. As soon as she gave birth, she filed a paternity lawsuit in California asking for Anthony to be added to the birth certificate and for him to reimburse her for all of the costs associated with her pregnancy and to establish child support to support her and the child for the duration of the child's childhood. After they took a DNA test and Anthony was the father, he said, "That's okay, I'm the father, but I don't want visitation rights or custody. She can have her." The only thing Anthony asked for was for child support to be determined in Georgia because he believed Aisha moved to California so that she can get a bigger child support payment out of him. So he filed a separate paternity lawsuit in Georgia and waited. And lo and behold, the California judge agreed with Anthony and determined that the Georgia judge will preside over the child support case. And then rumors began circulating that Anthony asked to pay the entire 18 years of child support up front because he don't want to have nothing to do with Aisha. Even though there's absolutely no evidence that he really said that, people are angry and saying, dang, he must seriously hate her and that child. People are debating what happened to Aisha, where she couldn't lock down this YN like Drea did. What do you think of this crazy situation? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Tierka with the T. Follow for more.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want to start out by saying I truly feel like the only victim within this whole predicament is this little beautiful baby girl, because can you guys imagine? We already know that these males don't really like kids, and especially black kids. They will come out here and pretend momentarily like they want the biracial kids, which we already know that eventually they're also going to find out, the biracial kids, that they don't really want them either. But nonetheless, I think it is quite interesting that so much people are coming out here saying that this woman, she preyed upon this grown-ass male. He is 23, far as what I saw. But people are coming out here saying, you guys know, I truly feel like this is precisely one of the million reasons why black males are considered to be like the man child of society, because unfortunately everybody tend to baby these males. And if you really think about it, I truly feel like this is why these men has absolutely no incentive for them to come out here and live up to the mantle of manhood, because even though this is a grown-ass 23-year-old male, people are coming out here still calling him a boy, saying that she took advantage of him. Like, what? Didn't this male know that he was 23? I'm pretty sure he was very much aware that this woman was older than him. But once again, because this male now have $5 more than what he's accustomed to, we know that he's going to be out here swinging his community P left and right for anyone that unfortunately want to hop on it. And unfortunately for Aisha Howard, she was the one that got caught up within the whole mix. And like I said, I think it is quite interesting to see the take that we already know another dust bucket like himself. We already know these males are going to come out here in defense of themselves. But I think it is quite interesting also that there's so much woman, and we already know these are indeed black male identified women. They're coming out here siding with him, basically saying that this woman took advantage of this grown-ass male. Y'all know, had the roles been reversed, nobody would be saying anything, right? Had this been a 23-year-old black woman, no one would be coming out here saying that she's a baby. But nonetheless, you guys know I had to bring some of the comment on here for you guys. And naturally, we already know where there's one Dusty flaunting his $5, we already can count on a other ton of Dusties to come out here also defending their imaginary money that we already know that they don't really have, right? So the first Dusty commented and he said, ladies, if he wasn't a millionaire, would you still have a kid with a man who told you very early into pregnancy that he wasn't going to be in that child's life? Both of them are at fault. Don't you guys think it is quite interesting? Because at least this Dusty was bold enough to come out here and say that he wasn't going to be in the child life. But doesn't that go without even saying? Blackmail, according to statistics, we can just literally open up our front door. Y'all aren't in your kid's life to begin with. So what is this Dusty coming out here talking about? This other lady say, do you know how bad you have to hate someone to want to pay all of the child support up front? This male is just an idiot. And like I said, Aisha, I'm not really sure if she have any brain cells too, because why would anyone in their right mind want to get impregnated by the least producing males of society, by the biggest group of male to abandon the kids, by the group of male that continuously come out here and say how they don't believe in the nuclear family, how they don't believe in being protector, provider, professor. Ladies, is it really this bad out here that y'all are willing to be born to these non-productive male for the rest of your life, all for a few coin, where this lady is extremely gorgeous? Within this day and age that we're living in, she can literally have whatever luxurious life that she wants simply based upon her look. Ladies, we also have to do better. I think it is quite interesting the take that black women in comparison to non-black women are having within this whole manner. So as you guys can see here, this lady said, stop forcing these unwilling men into fatherhood. This is exactly what I'm saying, ladies. Literally, every time y'all go and have these least producing males of society raw dog y'all, don't y'all know the consequence? Each and every time that y'all get impregnated, don't y'all know that that is literally the closest that y'all will ever come to death without actually dying? Because just like the commentator said, this male literally went on, and yes, I do have the text, but because she did such a great job by breaking down everything that has transpired, I didn't really felt it necessary for me to also come out here and read them. But this male literally, he was just joking, telling her, oh, go and have an abortion, just like it was just going to the store and you deciding whether you wanted beef or chicken for dinner. These men are so inconsiderate. So we have another Dusty here. Basically, as you guys can see, you see he has her name, question mark. He said, you mean the 38-year-old bag chaser? Again, coming out here and trying to defend the $5 that another one of them have, because we already know for the most part, these males, they will never come out here and defend their own $5, right? This other Dusty said, She thought she was going to get the Drea treatment. And just in case you guys aren't necessarily familiar with the quote unquote Drea treatment, Drea is basically, like you guys saw at the end of the video, she would be considered to be a preference. She also, I think the Dusty that she allowed to impregnated her, his name was Jalen, and there were also a huge age gap within their whole relationship. But we already know she was a preference and she wasn't going to stop until she had her way. And this is why I continue to say, Black woman, I do feel like that's one thing that us as a collective, we should learn from these non-Black women. They're going to make these Dusty pay for getting involved with them each and every time. Black woman, we really should take note when it comes to that. This other one say, pay up front, but be a father to your little girl. We already know that's not gonna happen. Let's just be real here. This other Dusty say, he did tell her, it's not fair to the kid, but Aisha is almost 40 and tried to run game. As if this male wasn't aware that she was 38 years old. Y'all need to stop with the age shaming BS, because at the end of the day, they are both grown-ass adult. This one said that money wouldn't even last 1 year. This lady here said he's really going to regret this later on in life. Mark my word. I think it is quite interesting that these male will continuously be coming out here for those women that don't want to have kids so that they don't have to be tied to these least underserved male. These male will come out here and try to guilt shame you into having kids, which we already know that they're going to eventually abandon. So just like this lady say here, he's going to regret this later on in life. But I feel like if they were true men to begin with, they won't abandon their kids. But I feel like if these male had any type of conscience, we already know he wouldn't want come out here, told that woman to have an abortion when she let him know. And let's just be honest. If these people were both responsible, first and foremost, they wouldn't be in this predicament. She also came out and said she were trying to call him. She was consistently reaching out to him after they went and they did what they did unprotected. But she said he were basically just ignoring her. So this is why she decided that she was going to release the text messages where she texted him and told him that ultimately she was pregnant. And this male response was to have an abortion, just like the content creator says. She told him no, because I did 2 years ago. She has regretted it ever since. But like I said, this male, he's not going to regret anything. It is quite interesting how they're always talking about you as a single woman without kids, you're going to die alone, you're the cat lady. But based upon all of the data, based upon all of these nurses that work in these homes, they will tell you all for themselves that the one that never have any type of visitor, the one that are dying alone, are ultimately the least producing males of society, that they decided that they, one, they were going to abandon their kids, and two, they didn't really want to get married because, like I have told you guys over and over, the least producing males of society don't believe in the nuclear family. And so for these women to continuously go out here and willingly just create all of these broken homes, they're going to have these kids traumatized for their life, because I can only imagine you as a child growing up and seeing all of this stuff on the internet about your deadbeat dad not necessarily wanting you. Regardless of the amount of dollar that you may have, this is still going to affect you because you're a human being, and at the end of the day, you have emotion. So we have another Dusty here said Anthony Edward refused to be trapped by this old 304. This other Dusty say if he pays up front and she spend all the money, there is no more asking for more. This one say he hates himself. Absolutely he do. This one say Anthony Edward just out here banging everything raw. Wise up young man. And naturally, we have a male identified pick-me-sha out here that not being picked by none of the least producing males of society. She said, I'm on Anthony's side 1,000%. This Dusty says she's 38 and he's 23, by the way. Again, I'm pretty sure this Dusty was aware of her age as well as his own. Again, I think it is quite interesting the difference in response from non-Black woman in comparison to the male identified Black woman. So this lady that you guys are viewing here, she say, the child is the only victim. That is precisely what I said from the beginning. This other lady say, baby mama culture is crazy to me. Why do y'all have babies with men y'all not married to? Shaking my head. This is also a valid question. This other lady say, but he still got her pregnant. Everybody hating on her, but what about him? Again, you guys see the difference in response from women from our community in comparison to those that aren't, right? Yet again, we have another male identified woman here. She says she was trying to ruin Anthony's life, right? Because Aisha, she crawled on top of herself. She got Anthony community P. She stick it into herself. Then she ejaculated. She got pregnant, right? This is how she was trying to ruin this dust bucket life. And I'm pretty sure this is a Misha who's continuously out here putting her life on the front line for a group of male that wouldn't even spit on her if she were on fire. This other commentator say he really hate that girl and he knows she's gonna blow through that money fast. This one say, I love that we are realizing how horrible and toxic baby mama culture is. This one say, if quote unquote don't ever contact me again was a person. And lastly, I want to conclude this video with this comment that you guys are viewing here. As you guys can see, she said, people truly need to stop. If you know damn well you don't want no kid, wrap your ish up. Regardless of they say you're on birth control and you nasty ass selfish woman need to stop having kids to, I guess she meant to finish by saying secure the bag. And again, I thoroughly agree with what she had to say. These dust bucket, if they don't want to be out here having kids, they need to protect themselves. These women also, why are y'all continuously going out here giving on the sorry male access to your body, to your womb? These males don't like y'all. We definitely know that they're not gonna like the kids because they have come out here for themselves and say they only like the kids to the extent that they like the mother of the kid. And we already know these males don't have any self-love. And if you don't have any self-love, it is nearly impossible for you to love anybody else. But nonetheless, guys, this is all that I have to say on this whole predicament. What do you guys think about this Dusty basically coming out here, raw dogging this woman? Then after he impregnated her, now he's out here just running them up. Because at the end of the day, like I said, Black woman, y'all continue to make these male play in y'all faces each and every time. In my opinion, there's no reason why a Black male in 2025 should have access to any group of women if you're truly asking me. But y'all know on this channel, we prioritize Black women. But nonetheless, guys, this is all that I have to say on this whole predicament. What are your thoughts and opinions? Please get in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.
Black women, it's time to hold ourselves accountable because we are reaping what we sowed. We have lied and gassed Black men up for centuries, letting them think that they are kings with no kingdoms, letting them think that they are the emperor when they are naked. And now we are dealing with the consequences of those actions. Instead of being honest with Black men and requiring them to do better for not only themselves, but the community that they helped create, we have allowed them to tear it apart and then put it back together quietly behind their backs and then still let them get the credit for it.